So in fight scenes, there are multiple scenes where you'll see a character throw a punch or something else for this matter, and the other character will end up blocking it. Now these I scrolled through for a while, and I didn't find too much on how to animate this. So I spent the past couple of months just working on this, and I think I got something pretty good. So in this video, I'm going to show y'all how to do this, step by step, frame by frame, everything you need to know. And two things before we head by: I'm animating at 15 frames per second, or 15 FPS. And second thing is simply that if you want any other things that you want me to try to animate, that way I can make a tutorial on it. Might take a little bit, but just let me know in the comments, and yeah. So I'm gonna quickly show how this looks. He punches and then he blocks. Very simple, but it's good. So let me move on to the first frame. Here I just have my characters. You can draw them however you want. I'm personally not that good at drawing, so my stickmen look awful. Now, this is a tip that I've used, but I actually recommend creating versions of your characters where they don't have any arms. I use this a lot, that way I can I use this a lot, that way whenever I need to go on to the next frame, I don't have to erase the arms. I can just put in the versions of them where they don't have any and redraw them. Or you could just copy and paste like multiple arm things you have drawn in. All works. Now this frame, I forgot to give the second guy arms, but basically, pay attention to the dude on the left. We're going to make it that his first arm moves back the slightest bit, because we're trying to get that very small movement to start. So it went from this to this. Ignore the person on the right for now. So, pretty much that. That is just him doing a slow build-up for the punch itself, which we are going to have be blocked. If you just want to do the punch itself, I can also show that in another video. So now our next frame, so here's our left frame, and here's our right frame. So this frame's very interesting. We're gonna kind of curve his arm. This is him, like, drawing back his hand, getting ready for the punch, and we also very ever so slightly move his arm on the right, just to show that build up. So pretty much he doesn't move it back too much, but he's kind of curving it. And then in our third frame, let me show this. So he goes from this to this. This is a big movement, but this is highly important because this is our final movement in the back. So we're gonna have him move his arm a good amount, and we're also gonna have him curve it a lot more. And once again, moving our right arm ever so slightly to do this. He is ready to throw a punch, which we will have get blocked. Now, so as you can tell, like I said, he moves it back a lot and also curves it even more. And now let's move on to our next frame. He moves it ever so slightly, a little bit up. Now, pay attention to our dude on the right as well. He went from flat arms to that, because the block is very quick. It's a very quick, like the punch, it's quick, but the punch needs a bit more frames in it. So for our guy on the right, we're just going to have him move the very bottom of his arm up a little bit. And our dude on the left, he still has this curve, but he moves it a little bit forward. Our next one is a big movement for our next guy. He goes from this to having it that far. And now our dude on the right, once again, is kind of just rolling his arm up a little bit more. Now, this movement is insanely big, so get prepared. So now we're gonna, from here on our dude on the left, so right after this, we are gonna go straight to impact. So basically, he is thrown the punch, but instead we have our dude on the right. He makes another big movement as well, where his arm fully blocks the punch. Now this is important. Notice how when he throws the punch, the characters move ever so slightly a little bit up. This is because when you do a punch or a punch and a block, I like to give it a little bit of a shake effect, which is simply done just by moving your guys a little bit up or in any direction from where they are. Then on your next frame, you can just put them back. So here's our frame. Also, I forgot to mention this, but look on our right dude, how his arm on the right is just ever so slightly not doing much, and then it does this on the right frame. The block is a very quick movement, like his reaction time is insane. And same with the final animation of the punch. It's insanely it's just quick. But trust me, it looks way better than you'd think it would. It's crazy. Alright, let's head to our next one. So in this one, I'm going to show you why he did this little arm movement here. Because he's preparing to do his punch. So the dude who just blocked his punch is going to throw a punch. And it's a little different animated. We go from his arm there to just curved up at the top. And then on our next frame, he instantly moves it ever so slightly. And we've put our people back into position. His arm goes down just a little bit, and then straight ahead, right after that, we go quick to him hitting his arm, and his hand moves up a little bit more, We do our shake effect, and then impact. Now I'm going to make this clear. I only do the quick little 2 frames for the guy blocking, because I like to make the guy blocking quicker, and then I go to impact. For the dude who punched first, I like to go straight to impact, but for the dude who did the block and then the punch, I like to give it a little bit of 2 frames. I think it's just better. Now we go to our dude falling, which I'm still practicing, but once again, straight to impact. Now, the dude falling, you want it to be very quick and snappy. You aren't really trying to make it too smooth. You want it to be quick. So when you view your animation, if it feels too quick, delete some of your frames. And if it feels too slow, add a few more frames. That involves with the punches as well. If you feel like your thing is too slow for how you want it, delete like a frame in the middle. It makes the movement a lot more quick. Same for pretty much everything else. Alrighty, but now with him falling, we are just moving him ever so slightly. We're moving his body. We're having him go straight into he got impacted. That sounded so weird. And then for our rest of this fall, we just keep moving him. And I know that my dude doesn't look terrible. Well, he does, but I also want to keep this in mind. As our one dude is falling, which we're just moving him, our guy on the right is also moving his arms back down. So see, he keeps falling, and his arms just move back down. And that's about it. Now I'm going to once again show how this looks. Let me get back to the start. Here is how it looks. He throws a punch, and then it gets blocked. It's a quick movement. Now this on its own is quick. It can be hard to notice. If you want it to be even better, then you have to add more to this. Let's say he does the block, then the punch, but then there's more blocks. More blocks added to this single animation is easy to do. It's the same thing repeated over and over and over. But it makes it look a lot better. Like, I normally would add in like 2 or 3 blocks, and then the impact. Or maybe not the impact. Maybe one of them throws a kick and then the impact. Just try, like, this on its own is not fully insane. But this combined with something, or just it like 2 or 3 times, is what makes the fight scene better. So just keep that in mind when making yours. And another thing, most of your animations are going to come from practice. You're not going to get the perfect animation on your first or second try. It takes time. Just keep that in mind, and yeah, don't give up. And that's it for this tutorial on how to animate a dude blocking a punch and then a dude throwing a punch. So if you found this tutorial helpful at all, subscribe. And if you need any other help with animations, like something in an animation, just post it down in the comments. I may not respond instantly, but if I see your comment, I will most likely get to work on practicing that animation, and then I can post a tutorial on how to do that. So let's say somebody wants to animate a kick. Like, yeah, I can do that. I can get to work instantly. So just gonna make that clear, and hope this tutorial helped you out, and yeah, see ya.